Hi, I'm Catharyn Baird, CEO of Ethics Game, and am pleased and privileged to engage in another wonderful conversation about AI and ethics, an area I've been studying for several years now as I've been trying to make sense out of how do we use especially the new technology around generative AI where our words can come together and be created out of whole cloth. A consistent worry underneath all of the stuff around GPT and the generative AI is that we'll lose our voice, we'll lose our creativity. I don't know if you have any favorite authors, but there are writers that I love who have a particular voice and a way of putting ideas together and a way of examples that they draw together that make their work sing, that make me engage with it. And one of the absolute truths about generative AI is it doesn't have any of that. Generative AI has no poetry. It has no lived examples. It has none of the kind of rhythm that those of us who have made our livings writing have. And so, as we think about how we're going to use it, what skill set do you have around your voice? What is it that you want to say out of your lived experience, out of the wisdom you have, that needs to come forward? What do you have in the way you craft an email or a report or a communication that reflects your deepest feelings, your fears, your concerns, your joys, your hopes for how you want to be in relationship with this other person? There's much that generative AI does really well. I was having a conversation with a friend earlier this morning, and she was rushed for time and needed to put together some exercises for a class that she was holding. And so she put into, Chat GPT, what would be some good exercises around sharing and vulnerability as a leader. And it came out with 4 or 5 possibilities. And she said, pretty cool. Chose one, honed it, rewrote it slightly for the class, and then used it. In that way, generative AI is really great, like any other resource we would use to prime the pump to get ideas. But that editing, that out of your own voice, and not assuming that this particular voice is going to be the standard voice for everything is useful. ChatGPT is a good cookbook, but it's not the final product. Only you and I can put our experience, our lived wisdom, our hopes and dreams into what we create as we communicate with others. Thank you.